All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. So Conor broke some guy's nose last night. Just some random DJ that he had been hanging out with for no reason, apparently. So yeah, we're going to talk about that because seems like a newsworthy story. You know, one of the biggest stars ever has apparently gone completely off the deep end, right? Now, I will say this. We only have one side of the story, but I think you're going to have a hard time convincing me that Conor breaking a celebrity's nose is an instance of evidence that he's ever coming back to like an inspirational version of himself. And here's the thing. I'm probably saying things where every person in the world is just going, obviously, dude, the guy's been off the deep end for a long time. And I was tied to the inspirational version of Conor. I am letting go of that dream. That guy ain't coming back, dude. What we have left is a person who probably was on enormous amount of drugs, an enormous amount of booze, and apparently is a danger to society. That's what this guy said in this article. He's like, I'm reporting this because this guy's dangerous. This is what he says. You know what? Let's not bury the lead. I will read you the story, then I'll talk about my commentary. Okay, so apparently, Conor McGregor randomly attacks Italian DJ in Rome. Popular Italian DJ, singer, and TV personality Francesco Fascinetti claims that Irish UFC fighter punched him in the face at a nightclub, breaking his nose. Okay, I'll just boil the story down. I won't bore you with here's what happened. Okay, they were hanging out at a nightclub all night, hours. The guy said that him and Conor were hanging out for hours. Then Conor asked him to come with him to another club, and for no reason, he said literally for no reason, Conor turned around and punched him in the face and broke his nose. So here's the thing, right? So normally, when a story like that happens, I would say, listen, this is one side of a story. These guys are drunk. They're probably doing other things. And you only have one side of the story. Let's hold our judgment to find out if maybe this guy did something that was deserving of this, right? That's what you would normally say. But in the case of Conor, given his past behavior and the fact that I've witnessed him punch an old man who was sitting on a bar stool in the head, and even more relevant, very recently, I watched an interaction with him at the MTV Music Awards, where another enormous celebrity with 1 million people around, Conor's on a cane, and he just flashes on the guy and throws a drink at him and tries to fight him. Because why? Like, why? Because Megan Fox looked hot? And honestly, with this story, that's bringing me back to that incident. And Conor's, he's like legitimately scary. Like I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but I would actually be scared to be around him now. Like if you really think about that, I mean, because that incident really was crazy when he spazzed out and threw the drink at Machine Gun Kelly. I honestly thought maybe it was a publicity stunt. I did the video on that. I was like, maybe it was just a publicity stunt, which would be genius. But now kind of looking at it again after this incident and going, that probably was not a publicity stunt. And then the way that he spoke to the camera afterwards, as if like, he's like, oh man, I don't even know the guy. Yeah, I have no idea, man. I don't know. It's just crazy. I just know Megan Fox. Like, everything's fine. I'm having a great time. Yep. Gave out an award in a great looking suit. Excellent. Yeah. Everything's fine. It's like, dude. And then he's with this guy and they're having a good time for 2 hours, and then out of nowhere he just breaks the guy's nose. Dude, that's crazy town, dude. Like, I would imagine, I mean, there's got to be a lot of substance abuse involved in that, but you know what? This is a bridge too far, okay? Like, there's no like, oh man, this guy needs help. Like, this is unless, I mean, here's the thing. I'm still tempted to go, well, who knows? What if this guy did blah, blah, blah? Dude, there's no hope of Conor, like the Conor that was inspiring. There's no hope of this guy coming back, man. And here's the other thing that you got to ask yourself. If he punched a famous celebrity in the face for no reason, right? We're hearing about it because the guy's a huge celebrity, right? Like, he's a huge celebrity. He has power himself. How many regular folks do you think Conor has done this to? And then his people are like, you better keep your mouth shut, dude. You better keep your mouth shut. And they're like, geez, like Conor rolls around like he's like a gangster, Like, remember when he rolled out, he had like some issue with like these, like the Irish gangsters. Like, how many people are getting attacked that we're not hearing about? You know what I mean? Like, we know of 2 incidents in the last like couple months, and both times it was with someone who's a super huge celebrity. This guy and Machine Gun Kelly, and that one's on camera. It's like, you would be out of your mind to assume that like things like this are not happening when there aren't cameras and celebrities around. Like, I don't understand. Like, as I'm talking this through, like, I actually don't understand what's happening. I've never seen a thing like this before. Like, I've never seen a person become really wealthy and then start attacking everyone. Seriously, I'm being serious. Like, what is that? Even like rappers and stuff. I mean, like, you know, yeah. Actually, I guess there's some videos of DaBaby slapping some girl and he shot somebody. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. Like, you would think that you get wealthy and you'd be more concerned about losing things, right? Maybe he's gotten away with literally every single thing he's ever done, and now his brain is just on take mode. Like, I take anything that I want. I just take what I want, and he's turned him into a crazy person, you know? Like, he sees Megan Fox, and he's like, I want that. I want that bad. He looks at her kind of crazy, and Machine Gun Kelly's like, whoa. And then Conor's all, did you shield her from me? Ah! Maybe this guy was like, who knows? He was like, he looked in the wrong direction. Conor's like, were you just looking in the direction I was looking, son? He's like a flash. Anything can happen around him. The guy literally says, I'm reporting this because he's dangerous. I mean, that is... I'm serious. I mean, it's so crazy. Like, I'm looking at an article of Conor like at the Vatican, like dressed to the nines. You're like, man, that's really cool. He's getting to tour the Vatican, you know. And then that night he just breaks some guy's face for no reason. Anyway, I guess I should have said this at the beginning, but subscribe to the channel if you like this content. This dude, oh man. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, I have a very different feeling in my gut than I ever have with a Conor story. Where they're like every other time, literally every other time, I watch him like, yeah, he's crazy, but like this is the one where I read it and I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm serious. Like, I read it, I was like, oh, I'm done. Like, I'm done with this guy. My chest where I normally feel inspiration is left with literally just an empty nothingness, where it's like, the only thing that I'm thinking is like, I really would prefer to never be in a room with him, like, because I'd be afraid in case he's seen any of my videos, because if he's punching this guy and I said anything that he didn't like, I'm sure that I would be high on the list of like, well, if I'm just gonna attack someone tonight, maybe it should be Jesse on Fire. And like, I'm a lot of things, but I don't think I would be much of a violent match for fucking Conor McGregor. I'd light him the fuck up on my channel though for the rest of his life. There'd be nothing that I wouldn't do to make, what am I talking about? But I would. I would. If he punched me in the face, I would fuck him up on my channel forever. Forever. This is where I do battle, son. Anybody who wants to get into it here, you can fucking get it. Because I'll recover from an ass beating. I will continually stick my hand up anybody's ass, fucking work their mouth like a puppet. Yeah, this is what they said. Oh my God, I'm so angry that they blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, man, that's what I got. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell.